Hello and welcome everybody to the fifth installment in Paris Squared. Today's session is going to be called Stakeout. You have been to visit the Count du Lac, who has basically shown you around his house. You know where the painting was, and Celeste actually felt something. She felt that there was a little bit of magic, very faint, but she could feel it. He's also told you that it's been with his family since 1650, but nobody really knows how it got there. They've tried to sell it and it reappeared in the library. They tried to burn it and managed to do so, but within 24 hours it reappeared and reassembled itself. So it's a bit of an odd one. You've also noticed that the Count du Lac seems to be quite a decent human being, very kind of like he's a horticulturist looking after the people working for him, and very understated, really. A widower, lost his wife, children suing him because they want his money, essentially. But other than that, he seems to be... And he's basically selling off the paintings and the stuff that was auctioned off in order to keep up the house. Because obviously that's costing a lot of money.
So the rumor he wants to go to space is fake news?
Which he actually apparently planted.
Yeah, because it sounds much cooler than I need to sell stuff to keep everything going.
Yeah. You've also learned that this family has been living in this house since the 1400s, the early 1400s. And you've been trying to investigate the family a little more, so you did some digging around on the internet, but you could find some things, but not necessarily a family tree. You were looking for that, but possibly also because this may not have been digitized, so you're going to hit the books this coming week. On Sunday, you had the big get-together and invited little Celeste to your home, and it was a nice evening, a very nice evening. She didn't misbehave.
Who thought she would misbehave? Nobody. Except her, maybe.
Yeah, exactly, in her mind. And you have also asked, and you will also take the CD sleeves and ask Ash to sign them for Nicolas. And you're also devising a plan how you can introduce the two. Either you're going to take a really heavy object to Celeste's place and will ask Nicolas to A, drive you, and B, help you carry it upstairs. Or Celeste will ask Ash to drive her to your place and then introduce them. So the two of you are trying to bring...
We are trying to plot.
You're trying to plot, exactly. And then you decided that you're going to... So now it's already the middle of so basically we're jumping a little bit ahead. It's now round about the 14th of March. And because you also have to go to university, so you can't just do you can't always spend time on research. And also she needs to work. While she is working for the ITON, it's not like they're paying her a salary. She still needs to, and she also wants to support herself. They do pay for expenses. But she still needs to keep her day job. So you've now decided that you're going to meet up on a nice evening in the bibliothèque and do some research on the family du Lac.
Yes, anything we can find on the history, on people, on anything. Especially round about, it showed up 1650, right? Yeah, 1650, so around that time.
And also in general what you can find about it. So what you're going to do is you are going to do intelligence checks. She gets a +2. She's intelligence 2 and she has a +2 on research. So she gets a +4. You roll your intelligence straight up. Ooh, nice. First of all, a 6 on the stunt die. That's 12, 14, 16, 17.
9, 11. I have a 14, no stunt.
Okay, so basically, for this one, you find a picture of the first Count du Lac, who built the mansion in 1403 and moved in. And since then, it's been the family home, the the family estate. And you also find out something really weird. In 1403, Count du Lac and the du Lac family appear out of nowhere. He appears on the day he basically moves into the house. There is no record, which is weird because he's a count, so he's a member of the aristocracy. So usually you would find information on when they were appointed, because you don't just can't become a count out of nowhere. You have to have the king appoint you. No such thing. He's just there. From one day to the next.
That is odd, but that gives definitely the curiosity to see what we can find on him, physically, because the question is, where did he come from?
And Celeste rolled a 12, 14, 16, 18, plus a 6 on the stunt die. And she was looking for a DC 15, because she finds a picture of the Count of Artois from 1120. And he looks exactly like the Count du Lac that you found from 1403.
When did you say 11?
1120, so that's almost 300 years earlier. And they look exactly identical.
That is weird.
And you can now make an intelligence roll, like a no roll, you know.
I'm flabbergasted by these facts because I rolled 9.
Okay, yeah, you got nothing.
Nope.
But what Celeste tells you is, do you know what's weird about this? Not only that the two of them look alike. The Hôtel de Bourgogne, where we were, used to be called Hôtel d'Artois. And it was built in the 13th century. And it belonged to the Artois family. And only later, much later, did it become the Hôtel de Bourgogne. What would you like to do?
Celeste, what do you think? Should we throw on the computer and see if we can find, like face search to see if that guy shows up in other roles as well?
Good idea.
Because he does not, I think Amelie would look at, he does not look exactly like the Mr. du Lac we just
Not
met,
at all.
right? Okay, good. Thank goodness.
Yeah, that would be
like
plot
I've
twist.
seen you before. So you're a Highlander. You're just never dying. I think we at least Amelie would sit down at the computer, would see if she, with basically Google search, because they are quite good to see if anything shows up. If it's not scanned in and not online, clearly no, but she will try and see if
Go
something
ahead,
shows
make a roll.
up. What would it be? Is it in communication or is it still intelligence?
Which would be better for you?
Intelligence.
Better in intelligence. Then
Is
go for
her
intelligence.
best. Oh. 666.
Ooh.
I can't roll better than that.
Okay, so you've got 18 plus 3 anyway, that's 21 plus a 6 on the stunt die. So first of all, you find a couple of images. Well, I mean, we're talking paintings because this is the Middle Ages and the early.
Although Amelie would also keep it open for if you find a human being in our age, a photo basically, if something like that shows up as well.
You don't find a photo, but you do find paintings over the course of several centuries. But what you also find is information on the Count of Artois himself.
Mm-hmm.
And he was one of the first Knight Templars. And he joined the order in 1120. He was in the Holy Land, where he fought. And then he vanished. And nobody knows where he went. There's no grave. He was never... Because the Knights Templars, before the order was essentially dissolved and they were all burnt at the stake, you have lists of who was burnt, well, which would have been later than the 1120 when he first joined.
Mm-hmm.
But usually they were meticulous in the bookkeeping, because it's not like this was a huge order where we didn't know who was in it, but you had to become an initiate and you then were made a Knights Templar. And
So he then vanished, and then he showed up quite a bit later suddenly as Count du Lac.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he can't be obviously normal, because you don't show up like 300 years later and still look the same. So all of this obviously is linked. The question is, also looking at the Count of Artois, did he also just show up? Do we find anything on that? So basically, is it the same pattern? He shows up, starts a family with a lot of money, as it seems, in the back, and then vanishes, probably because he knows he can't be too old, because it would be weird.
The first time he is mentioned is when he becomes a Knight Templar.
Okay.
So that's the first record of him, plus a painting of him.
What do we find on the end of his Count du Lac time? Do we find something like he died, or did he also just vanish? Or is there nothing to be found?
Well, I mean, the Counts du Lac, the males...
No, the first
die.
one. The initial one. Not the at least we just assume he finds a wife and produces kids and they live on as it should be.
The first one does die. According to the pages that you find on the internet, he does die. Interestingly enough, subsequent generations of male du Lacs look exactly like him.
When does it stop that they look like him? Because obviously the current one does not. So I think Amelie would try
round
to
about
really...
1650. And the main thing that you notice is that as of 1650, the du Lac seemed to always have blue eyes, whereas the old one always had dark eyes. When I say dark, I don't mean black, but they had like hazel brown eyes.
Yeah.
Like naturally brown eyes, but natural eyes.
So when we look onwards from then, they also start to look different, I suspect. Okay.
And they are kind of like a really mixed bag. So there is a familiar look about them, so you can tell, okay, they are somehow related. But it's like family relationship.
How it should be.
Yeah.
You have some traits, but the mother comes in anyhow,
Yeah.
so you start mixing.
And sometimes it's also that there are no male heirs, but it's only women, and then they marry someone, and then of course, you know.
Yeah, it's very different then.
But what you do see is that there's no unbroken male line from 1650 onwards. So Mr. du Lac, the Count du Lac now, does not share the Y chromosome with the Count d'Artois. Because at some point there were no boys.
No boys. So all the things we know happened after, well, 1393, he was vanished. No one knows where he was. During that time, he was probably around. Just to be curious, Celeste, might it be that the Count, Artois, Dulac, and whatever came after, might he be from a different world? And he came with riches or knowledge, because he then quickly knew how to produce riches.
That is a possibility.
Because I don't know if in other worlds they just get older. Kind of very much older, because it really looks like, at least from like 11, 20 or even earlier on until, I don't know, 1650 at least, he lived for 500 years at least.
There is also another point that one could make. The Knights Templar were accused of worshipping some entity, which is called Baphomet. It's unclear what this was. They said that they had the head of Baphomet, that they'd brought it back from the Holy Land. I mean, I can show you 1 million conspiracy theory pages that deal with the Knights Templar and with what this might have been. It could be that they found something, not necessarily in the Holy Land.
Magical cup of eternal life, which would fit the picture as well.
The Holy Grail.
Exactly.
So it could be, I mean, now that you know that there is more to this world than you knew before, it could well be that what people have been referring to as the Holy Grail is some artifact from another plane.
Yeah.
It could well be that he comes from another plane, that he isn't entirely human or not human at all. It's a possibility. But it's funny that it should happen at the auction that you attend and I attend.
Well, sometimes things just happen by accident.
So I think we should definitely go there on the 31st of March as planned and see what happens.
I think we should, but is there a way that we can ask if they know about other worlds or times, or however you want to call it, where human-looking people get like 500, 600 years old? Maybe that's normal or not, because then we could get an idea from where he's from. Because in our world, it's definitely not a normal age.
Well, he may. We can. We can
Maybe.
ask Eric.
Then, you know how to contact him?
You do
I
as
don't.
well. She gave you the phone number just in case you ever needed to contact him.
Then Amelie would pull out the phone, just writing a message. We would have a curious question. Are you by any chance in the library? Question mark.
He sends back, you get an immediate answer, buzz. Yes, of course. Bien sûr.
Then can we meet? Which
Of
floor?
course. He tells you that you can get him on the ground floor. So basically, yeah.
Then I think we would put everything away where it should be, although we're already sitting at a computer, but shutting everything down, making sure search history, delete, or to clean up. And then we would meet up with Eric and ask him a weird question.
Okay, so you ask Eric, and he listens to you and he says, well, this is actually a case that you should put before Micheline. She is the expert in this area. She deals with other worlds. she is our liaison with the sodality as well, so she is clued in. She's also been to other planes. So Micheline is here today. If you want, you can just talk to her.
Yeah, yes, that would be lovely, I think. Maybe she knows something.
Okay, so he basically takes out his phone, he rings a number, and he waits. Micheline? Eric? Yes. No, I'm not calling about the wine. I'm calling because Amelie and Celeste would like to talk to you. They're here now. Okay. How about I just order pizza and you can have lunch together? Because I think this is urgent. Okay. Yeah, with pineapples and maize. I know. Yeah, he hangs up. The woman puts pineapples on pizzas. What would you like on your pizza? Celeste has a long list. Anchovies, jambon, etc. And
I think Amelie is quite classic with tuna and onions, please. Red onions would be lovely.
Sure, I'll have it. Of course.
Yeah.
Celeste's like, for me, double extra cheese. And he says, I'm going to send it up. And she says, can you
small,
make it
small one for me?
I want a big one. Like, the double-sized one. Okay, one jumbo pizza with everything. Minus the
Minus
the pineapples.
Minus the pineapple, yeah.
And he basically tells you that you need to go downstairs. She's on level -2.
Okay, before we go downstairs, just to notion, Emily would have saved a picture of the certain count, not the one that we met in real life, but the one who is living forever. She would have saved a picture from a painting on her phone just to have it there.
Okay.
Okay, so then, yeah, let's go down. Have I met
Micheline, you haven't met her.
Okay.
Okay, so you go downstairs, you take the elevator, go to her office, you knock. Come! You see Micheline.
I would shove Celeste first, suspecting that they have met before.
Oh, Celeste, that's we haven't met in a long while. And you've brought your friend. You see Micheline. Micheline looks like she's maybe... She looks your age, so early 20s. She looks like she once watched Working Girl and decided that she really liked the look of the secretary. She's got this big 80s hair, with down to here hairspray and makeup. She looks exactly like the secretary friend from that movie, including the very short skirt. She can pull it off. And she is chewing gum. And Celeste says, this is Micheline. Micheline, this is Amélie. And then she looks at you and she says, Micheline has been away from Earth for a very long time, as you may see here.
Interesting look, and Amelie would just go up and reach out her hand for a handshake. Amelie Dubois, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. She blows a bubble with her bubble gum and bursts it. So
she's not shaking my hand.
Oh no, she is shaking your hand. She is shaking
good,
your hand.
okay.
She's shaking your hand. But she's also kind of and she's like, well, the one thing that I really have to get used to, you're not allowed to smoke anywhere anymore. It was fine to smoke everywhere in the 80s.
But it's not healthy. And you it's not healthy for yourself and for everyone around you, even less.
That is fine, the everyone around you. You see, I'm impervious. And then Celeste turns to you and says, she's pure Jaina. She's probably immortal.
Okay. We have a tiny question. You
Shoot.
seem to have
She puts her feet up.
traveled
She
quite
wears stilettos.
a bit. Amelie is things like, I have no idea how she can walk in that without breaking her neck.
It's unclear.
I think Celeste also has no idea how to do
No.
that. I think that's where Amelie and Celeste definitely are on the same page. Do you know any kind of human-looking race in other? I still call it worlds. I know you call it differently.
Planes.
That can. Well, if they're immortal, does it mean you can live forever as well? Or because it sounds like it goes together?
Oh, darling, I'm about 600 years old.
Amelie is just staring at Celeste, I think. Okay, then we have our answer was what he is, I guess.
But who is? Who is he?
Have you ever met? Amelie pulls out her phone, picture on, and pushes this forward to her. This man that definitely lived on Earth for over 500 years?
I can't say that I have, but then again, I haven't met you either.
True.
So he's Jaina.
I suspect so. Do they just appear on Earth, or have they come from somewhere else?
They come from somewhere else, like your ancestors did. And she looks at both of you. And no, I'm not related to you.
Something Amelie did not even have the slightest idea that would be an option. Do you have any kind of rules not to mess with the history and development on the planet you are on? Or can you just do whatever you like?
Define, do whatever we like. I mean, we have to. I mean, I will. We are not good or bad. We are like you. So it means like there are some of us that are really bad. And then there are some of us that are saints. Literally. Joan of Arc was one of us. I mean, she did kill a lot of English people, so that could put her in the bad category. But then again, France was fighting a war. So I don't know. Maybe I'm on the fence with regard to Joan. But mess with, well, you know, we know what we are. The ones that are true Jaina. You obviously didn't until we told you. But that's because you're mixed race. And it is perfectly fine to stay here and have offspring. I have several children.
Also, can you all just change planes? Or do you need something for that?
Nobody can just change planes. You need portals for it. And the sodality makes sure that there are no portals on Prime.
How long in the past has a dirty looked over this world?
How long has sodality known about Prime?
And looked after it, that no portals are there?
Well, sodality forbids that any sentient being is ever trafficked, or it gets its soul stolen, or that its development is in any way impeded. We've known, sodality has known about Prime for a very long time. And I mean, Ition did help in the Great War and provided sodality with the weapons that essentially made them win.
I'm talking about like 1100 in our world.
Oh, sodality has known about Earth since before forever.
Do they keep record of people that are coming and going to these
Of Jaina?
planes?
I've actually never asked them. I could, if you wanted me to.
Oh,
Who
the
are you
question
looking
is-
for anyway?
Well, pointing at her phone, well, this man showed up out of nothing in 1120 and disappeared around 1650, probably.
Who is
The
he?
question is, where did he go? He has many names.
Ah. Well, I mean, he could have left, I guess? Or he could still be here. I mean, I'm still here.
Well, we didn't find any pictures or anything. So I suspect he is not around anymore. Maybe.
Well,
It would be interesting to talk to him because he might explain what this weird painting is.
He's an artist?
No, but he gave an artist a job to do painting.
Oh.
To give, I suspect, his family a hint on where a room will appear. And
She
when
looks intrigued.
it appears.
At that moment, there's a knock on the door. Come! It's Eric with 3 pizzas. Yeah.
One big box, one normal, and one small.
Thank you, Eric. I owe you one. And she takes out some money and pays. And then she says, do tuck in. And she opens her box and she... Pineapple.
Crazy people. Amelie will enjoy her tuna pizza.
You were saying, so you want me to find out if somebody knows this man?
I think it would be interesting, wouldn't it, Celeste?
Of course.
Because
Anything
we
you
need
could find
to
out about him.
know if the room showing up is a dangerous thing or not.
Well, in that case, I will do my best. What do you know about him? Besides the picture, do you have a name?
Well, as I said, we have a few names because, well, if you want to survive in our world, I think you need to change your names in between. If not, it's getting weird. But generally, we found him under 2 count names. First the Count of Artois, and then later on he changed into the Count of Dulac.
And
Until he
she writes
vanished.
this down. She also writes down the dates that you have, 1120 and 1650. And you do you look at what she's writing down?
Yes.
Okay, so what you see is she writes down 1120 Y, so the letter Y and then P, and then 1650 Y P.
P.
And she says, "Well, I will talk to my liaison at the
Do
sodality.
you need the picture? Then we can.
Well, if you can send it to me." She gives you an email address.
I will send it to her.
Yeah, I'll do my very best to find out what they have on him, if they have anything on him. I mean, you see, the thing is, if there was a portal, people could have gone through. It's not like sometimes the sodality comes too late and somebody has opened a portal. It's very difficult to do that, but somebody might have gone through without them noticing.
Amelie is looking at Celeste. What if he's the one opening the portals at the dates in the painting?
I'm not quite sure if You mean the room
someone
is a
is
portal?
opening the portals for him? Well, it shows up. That sounds
Do you
to
have
me
the
like
dates when it shows up?
yes. Amelie will pull out a piece of paper where everything is written down, and she's giving her all the dates that we found in the picture, or in the painting. It's not a
I
picture,
will
in the
ask the
painting.
sodality because I mean none of these. Oh, one is in 16 days.
Yes, and we know where things will happen.
I hope you're planning on investigating because that's important.
Yes, we will,
Good.
because it belongs to belonged to the family Artois. And the painting that gave us the hint belongs to the family Dulac. So it is all linked to him. Basically, Celeste, it might be that the painting showed up when he disappeared, because it's the same year.
And have you spoken to anybody from that family, Dulac?
Yeah, to the current Count Dulac.
Is he Jaina?
I don't think so.
How old do you think he is?
Old?
Define old, she smiles at you.
He was looking like in his 60s, 70s, wasn't
In
he?
his 70s, he was in his 70s. Yeah. And they mentioned that he was 73.
Yeah, so he's in his 70s for sure. I don't think he, at least not, maybe like us and he doesn't know. Probably, there must be some gene transfer maybe. Though there was, you had a tingly feeling, Celeste, didn't you? At the one wall where the picture showed up magically in 1650.
Yeah, very faintly.
And the painting that we have here is definitely magical, because they tried to burn it and it appeared again 24 hours later.
Celeste did also, I just checked, she did think about checking up on the Count Dulac, the current Count Dulac, to see could she see pictures from like his life. So basically when he was younger. And yes, there are pictures that show him aging.
Yeah, I would imagine that.
Yeah. So the two of you did do that. Yeah, there was, I felt something, it was a lot faint. I mean, it was hardly there, but it was the same feeling that I had when we were in that Hôtel de Bourgogne. And you felt it there too.
Did you have the feeling with the painting?
Funnily enough, no.
But it was burned and it's back again. It was sold and it's back again.
I don't know. I mean, did you feel anything when you touched the painting?
I don't feel things.
Oh, you do. You did feel in the Hôtel de Bourgogne. It tickled your emotions.
Amelie is not feeling anything. No.
You did say it loud and clear.
No. Yeah, it was weird.
Are you in denial? Says Celeste.
No, but it's, I think, more your thing maybe than mine. I didn't feel anything in the house. For me, it was an empty wall where a picture once was hanging.
Micheline puts down her piece of pizza and she says, "You're Jaina. Of course you would feel it."
But she's the one that can move things.
She's one of the very few people who can use Kana on this plane. That's very unusual. But you're Jaina. You will feel it. If there's Kana, you will feel it. And who knows, you may be able to work Kana as well at some point. It's usually sleeping.
It can stay asleep. I don't think I will need that. Because it comes with horrible headaches, as far as I know. I'm not keen on that.
Celeste nods. It was like a really bad migraine. I threw up. Micheline looks pensive and she says, yeah, it does happen. It's a question of training.
I can look at the painting once more, but I looked at it quite a while and there was no tingly feelings.
And I also didn't feel anything, says Celeste.
Maybe the wall is the magical thing and it just lets the painting appear again.
Maybe.
So, time? Is time travel a thing that you can loop in time? As a Yana?
It's difficult to travel through time, but it's not impossible.
Because if the painting was burned, someone had to go back before it was burned to get it and put it basically on the wall again. So yes, if you could have a ask around.
I will. How's your pizza?
Very good, thank you.
Celeste is munching through the jumbo, and she's making very good progress.
Amelie has no idea how someone can eat that much. But hey. So we will have to wait, I guess, until either you find something or Celeste until 1st of April.
I will get to my contacts today. It'll take a while for them to respond, but yes, I will definitely follow up and I will make that urgent.
That would be lovely. And then we, with obviously support, will our two friends be with us again?
Oh, your security detail, of course.
Then let's see what happens.
And Leo.
I'm still unsure if we also should have someone at the deluxe house on the 1st of April.
To do what?
I don't know if that wall will do anything.
Do you want to split?
No. No, for sure not. Maybe he will... No, he will not call if something weird happens. We will just have to hope that nothing happens there. Maybe we should check in on the 2nd of April if he's fine or not.
You can do that. You've got the number, says Celeste.
We could...
Well, we could make an appointment to return the painting.
Yeah,
because
that
it's
would
not
be the
really
question.
something where we need to... I mean, it's not like anything will be restored because the painting is in perfect order. We could say... You could ring him and say that you assume that the painting will be finished and is he available on the 2nd of April for you to return it?
Then let's do that tomorrow. Looking at the watch, it's too late to call anyone.
Yeah.
Except you want to make them nervous because it's urgent, but... No, I will call him tomorrow and let him know. It's a question, should it go back to the auction house so they can sell it off?
Celeste looks and she says, in light of what we know about the painting, maybe not just now. Maybe just wait until after and we see what happens on the 1st of April, because maybe the painting will change once the 1st of April has run around.
Then I will not call him now. We will just wait and see and decide.
Or you could call him on the 2nd and say, well, the painting has now been restored if we see that there is no change. Because what could also happen is that once the 1st of April runs around of 2024, maybe a new date gets added if it's kind of like an ongoing thing.
Oh.
We don't know.
That is a good idea.
It's a possibility. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but it could happen. And then we would still see it. And then you can always ring him on the 2nd or 3rd if no change is there and say, well, you've now finished the restoration. What does he want with it? Does he want it to be sold off after all, or does he want it back?
That sounds... Yeah, we should have a look.
Good. Then... and then Micheline says, but you know, how are things going for you, Amélie? You're new to this whole thing. I mean, first of all, welcome to the fold.
Thank you.
Celeste looks at her and she says, she's a skeptic.
It's still, everything is a bit weird, I have to say.
Micheline looks at the ceiling. She says, well, I think that kind of sums up everything. Everything is really weird. It's just that not everybody sees the weirdness.
So
You're a little bit of a reluctant Jaina, are you not?
I still don't think I am anything really special, but okay.
I mean, to be quite honest, everyone is special, Jaina or no Jaina. I have never met a single person, human being or otherwise, that isn't in any way special. They're all special.
Amelie looks over to Celeste with a grin. That's maybe something not everyone really thinks like.
Well, you obviously don't. She says, you just said you weren't special.
Well, not special in that way.
So you're doubly special.
No, well. Just let us know if you hear something.
Of course, and she says, where did I put it? And she opens her drawer and she basically takes stuff and puts it on her desk, and she's rummaging through her drawer and she's like, here they are. And she pulls out kind of like a little bundle of cards, visiting cards. They kind of look a little bit, like they've been there for a long time and have been shoved around, so they're creased and the edges are a little bit bent. And she hands you one. She says, if you ever need to call me, here you are. And then she says, Celeste, do you have my number? Well, just in case, here it is. And she gives you a... And it actually says, Micheline Certon. And apparently she has a cleaning business.
Nice cover.
I just love cleaning. I mean, I find hoovering very, very relaxing. You can hire me if you ever want somebody to clean your house. I'm very good at it.
I'm not sure how the cats would react to someone. No. Thank you.
That's fine. But it's not a cover. I actually work as a cleaner. I have 2 or 3 clients that I visit once a week.
Amelie does not understand why someone would do that out of free will, but she will wait until Celeste has finished her pizza.
Celeste is very quick.
Probably just be quiet and think about all the new ideas that also basically slowly we got during also the discussion.
Once Celeste is finished, she's like, okay, do you want to leave, or is there anything else you would like to discuss with Micheline?
Let's maybe have a last... No, let's just leave.
She takes the pizza box, and she takes your pizza box and says to Micheline, would you like me to take yours as well? And Micheline's like, I'm still not quite finished. You two go ahead. And it was lovely meeting you. We'll meet
Have
again
a nice
soon.
Evening. Thank you for your help.
No problem. It's what I do.
After we stepped out and the door closed, I think Amelie can't stop herself from telling Celeste or saying to Celeste, they are not helping with the weirdness level, right?
Did you do anything?
No, but... Have you seen that pizza? Who would eat that?
You calculate somebody's weirdness on the internal weirdness meter based on whether they eat pineapple on pizza?
Yeah, well, I have to say your pizza
Lots
choice
of-
is a bit weird as well, but not as weird.
Lots of people in the United States eat pizza Hawaii. It's a thing.
But we're in France.
Well, we don't know where she's from, to be quite honest. Although she speaks
that
French
is
without any
true.
accent. She speaks
Well-
perfect French.
And, makeup and Well,
I mean, she is stuck in the 80s. Yes.
who likes cleaning?
You suddenly hear music coming from the room, and it's Carly Simon, "Let the River Run," from the movie Working Girl. Yeah, she's channeling her, isn't she?
Oh, hey. At least
I
she's
mean-
not a grumpy old lady yelling at us that we are disturbing her, so,
And then
win.
Celeste looks at the wall for a second. She says, "Well, I work in an otaku shop, and I see plenty of otaku fans channeling all kinds of things. I once met somebody who looked like Pikachu.
Like that yellow thing.
Well, he was dressed like Pikachu. It was a bit difficult for him to get through the door.
He
bought-
wore like a big costume thingy.
He bought plenty of Pokemon cards. We made a fortune that day."
Okay, so you don't need to be weird to be weird.
Oh! Remember how you read that picture book? Sheets? With a ghost? You liked that, didn't you?
It was cute.
I've got just the thing for you. And she says, it's called "When You're a Ghost and Are a Quilt."
A blanket.
No, he's a quilt. And that's what he doesn't get, because his parents and his friends, they're all sheets, but he's a quilt. It's darling.
Amelie pulls out her phone, looks for the title.
It's a real picture book.
She will make a screenshot. Okay. Well, more weird things. Although
It's
it's very
actually-
it was really cute, I have to say. The picture book
It's
was
very
really
cute.
So, then back to regular life until 1st of April, I guess?
31st of March.
Yeah,
We need
so
to
in
be
the
there the day
evening.
before.
Yeah, you're true.
Yeah, we need to also basically prepare. So we need to get the things and get ready.
Things. Everyone brings a blanket, some food and water, and we wait.
Yeah, but I mean, this also needs to be done. I've got a list. She pulls out a list. It contains all the food that needs to be brought. It looks like she's going to try and feed an army of 500. Who knows?
We are just there for one night.
Yeah, but we could get
We
hungry.
can just get some baguette, a bit of butter, and a bit of cheese, and
What are you trying to make me diet?
how can you eat that kind of food without exploding in size?
She looks at herself. I
You are
don't.
slim as... I cannot eat that way.
What?
I can't eat that much. I would have died eating the amount of pizza you ate. It's a big pizza for one person.
She looks
Your
very
body
guilty.
needs to burn food extremely well. Well, everyone needs the sustenance you are eating. Never mind. Pack whatever you want, but remember, we're not an army of people, right? I'm quite sure the other two will not touch food because they can't relax. They need to inspect, run around, and look angry.
She looks a bit crestfallen.
I would have just packed. I would have eaten proper lunch and just have a snack for the night.
Okay.
Do you think we need to stay the full day of 1st of April?
I don't know. I've never done it before.
Well, maybe it made sense to pack a bit more. I just thought about staying overnight because I just assumed at midnight, with the first ding, basically, it shows up, but it might show up almost 24 hours later. Then we need food for breakfast and lunch.
Her face brightens. I'll make sure we've got enough. And of course, we need thermos flasks for the coffee. Coffee is very important.
I will bring
Caffeine.
Coke, some baguette and cheese anyhow as well, if I am allowed to.
You bring what you like and I bring what I like. How does that sound? So everybody brings what they like. And then if I have something that you want, then you
We
can
can
have
just
it.
share. Yeah, we can just share. That sounds like a plan. As I said, I don't think the other two will really
I've
want
got
to
an
share much.
idea. I've got an idea. How about I ask Ash to drive me with my hamper and everything that I've got in my car that I'm going to bring to your place? Then we can introduce Nicolas to Ash, and then Ash takes us to the house.
Do you really want to explain to her what you're doing there?
She doesn't care. We're gonna say it's a happening. Let's say we're gonna. It's kind of like a music thing.
She's smart. She will want to join.
Not if I tell her not to.
I think we should keep them out of this.
Okay. Oh,
Just
have you
not
got the CD
risk it?
sleeves?
Yes, and I would, out of the bag, would hand it over very carefully to her.
I mean, this is like a little bit like a bag for what's her name? Mary Poppins. Your bag is kind of like, okay, I see. She looks at
It's small.
You put
but
everything in
everything
there.
fits in there.
It's bigger on the inside.
Yes, you just need to know how to pack it. So only if it's not too much struggle for Ash, right?
I'm gonna give her a pen. She's gonna write Pour Nicolas and she's gonna sign it. How much trouble can that be?
Oh God, he will die because there's a signature on it, and then it loses worth.
No, it's not the valuable ones. It's the ones, the run of the
Oh,
mill that you
I
buy in the
always
shop.
forget. I
Yeah,
always forget that
you
it's
keep
not
saying this. No, it's not like that.
because my whole brain is like the pretty ones need to be signed, not the normal ones. Yeah, then never mind. Yeah, maybe the two can pick us. Honestly, we can just meet there, or they can pick us up. Not sure.
Do you know what? You mean our security detail?
Yes.
Can pick us up. Yeah, okay, they will pick us up. That's not a problem. But how are you going to explain to Isabel when two military people are going to pick you up at home?
Okay, I will just be there. We meet up front.
I've got an idea. We meet at the bibliothèque.
That makes sense.
And no
then
whistling.
we can go with them. I can't promise that. It just happens. Amelie will start to whistle. Just a little tune.
The two of you part ways, go home. And basically every so often you get WhatsApps with new ideas of what kind of food she could bring. You have a feeling that Celeste should be a cook. Or something to that effect, because she seems to have two things, conspiracy theories and cooking. And basically, she's also started to make notes of all of the information that you have, and she sends you a link to a super secure server.
I think Amelie would just... can I add there things that I have? Because I
Absolutely.
started my list as well.
Absolutely.
Although
Yeah.
on paper in a book. But yeah.
What do you mean you started emojis explode on your WhatsApp? You can never ever commit anything to paper because everyone can read it, like 111 exclamation mark.
But only
It has to be stored on a safe server. What are you doing?
But anyone can hack
Burn
a
them.
server. They
She
cannot
sends-
enter my room.
She sends you an emoji that kind of goes, and then, not my server.
Well, okay. Then it's maybe as safe as my room.
You get a picture sent to you by WhatsApp.
Mm-hmm.
It's a photograph. It shows you in the house at this moment. This is a picture from a security camera in your street.
Yes, again, it's not stealing the book. It just
Somebody
sees
know-
that I'm writing into something.
And anyone can see this if they hack this. Anyone
I
can
write
get
in
inside
books
your
all day.
house.
How do you think
Anyone-
I study for university?
She writes back, don't tell me you don't keep your university records on a secure server either.
She's getting a pile of notebooks on Amelie's desk. Normal people write down on paper?
You get the ape emoji with which is covering its eyes. Please burn the information that you wrote down about this topic and use the server. Pretty please.
She will get a smiley with a whistle.
Celeste sits at home and laughs, which you don't hear, and she sends you back a responding emoji, kind of like also a whistling emoji.
And Amelie will definitely not burn her notes.
Okay, but you don't. She doesn't know.
It's just in one of the notebooks that she has. It looks like all the others for uni, I'm quite sure. And she's like, why would someone break in and steal my university? No, what? And she gets up and closes the drapes.
So the day approaches. You meet up at the library, the bibliothèque. Do you whistle?
Yes.
Okay.
No. It will be a loud woo!
Again, she turns around. She looks like she's going to trek in the Himalayas. She's got like this huge rucksack and she's got 2 hampers. She's got a messenger bag, which probably contains a laptop. And she says, you again.
I think when she turns around, then the whistle will start, and she will hear a little tune as Amelie goes towards her. And Amelie, honestly, I think she has a small, normal backpack on her back. At the side, you can see left and right, probably 1 thermos, 1... No, I think she would have 2 water bottles, to be honest. And then she would have like a sleeping bag on her arm.
When I said that the 1st of April was going to be Good Friday, I was actually mistaken. The 1st of April is Easter Monday. So you're meeting on the 31st in the morning, which is a Sunday. But I believe, if I recall correctly, that shops are open in Paris on Sundays. They don't have this Sunday closure thing, I believe.
But it's Easter.
But it's Easter and they're a Catholic country, so it could be that it's basically. It
might be. I think at least bakery or so. I think they are open at least for a tiny slot. I think. But oh god, I haven't been in France for so long. I have no idea.
I can't remember either. But she's definitely got. She bought fresh baguette, so 2 fresh baguette, and she says, "Hold these," and she gives you these 2 baguettes. And then she opens her messenger bag and she takes out the book that she talked to you about. The Little Ghost That Was a Quilt.
Something to read there. Awesome.
And I've actually posted the picture.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen
so
it.
this
it's
is
really cute.
It's super cute. And she says, it's short. It's a picture book for kids, but I thought you would like it.
It looks really cute. I also think Amelie would not have met in the morning. She would have gone for the afternoon.
Okay, whenever, but basically...
Because on the 31st, nothing will happen. It will happen when it turns midnight.
Possibly.
At least Amelie suspects.
At the appointed time, your two security detail people, Anne-Laure and Leo, arrive again with that car.
And they will probably look very disturbed about how much stuff we are. Well, Celeste is carrying. Celeste, are you planning to stay there for a week?
You have to be outfitted for all eventualities.
We are sitting
We could get sucked into a parallel world. Who knows?
We're sitting in a building. It's not that we are outside hiking in the wilderness.
I'm not asking you to carry it.
I will carry the baguette. She has the
She eyes the food that you're taking from her.
She has the baguette under the one arm. She has the sleeping bag on the other, backpack on the back. Then let's go. Mm-hmm. And I think she's just wearing comfy sneakers, jeans.
And Celeste is also wearing comfy clothes. The two military wear, military garb, blah, blah, blah. They are not wearing their weapons openly as they let you in, but you can see that they have them in the car. And the car has tinted windows, so nobody can look inside. And they drive you to the Hôtel de Bourgogne. And this time round, somebody has put up signs that say no parking. So you can park right outside. So this time they've come prepared because the last time they had the cars towed. And you go inside. You go upstairs, and at the moment there is nothing there. It's still the way it was, but you still get this tickling feeling.
Should we settle here or should we settle downstairs? I'm not sure we should sit exactly where.
Downstairs there is no tickling feeling. It was always upstairs, so it's your decision where you want to set up.
I think we should set up camp downstairs where it's safe, and we can just have a peek and turns on what is happening
Leo looks
upstairs.
around and he says that's a good idea because this allows you egress. Because if something happens, I will have to ask you to leave so that we can ensure that nothing happens to you. So if there's any danger, it's easier for you to escape.
Also, the idea is that we are not sitting there and whatever is appearing bamfs on us, literally. It could land directly in your food, Celeste. Not a good idea.
Celeste looks at her hamper and she's like, she takes it protectively.
That's why we put up camp down here.
I brought sardines.
Fits well to baguette.
And she takes out everything. She brought flashlights, but she also brought candles. She says, so like if for example, something interferes with electricity, then we can still have candles.
Okay. It might be a good choice, might be quite dangerous. You never know. We should stick to flashlights as long as we can. And Amelie would also have, like, at least a decent sized flashlight, I think. It definitely looks like it has never been used. I'm quite sure she bought it exactly for this case. And then she would, I think, mainly roll out her sleeping bag to have like a little bit of more comfy to sit. And she would have more like snacks. So I think she would have like at least a box with some butter, and then she would have like a little bit of cheese in a box and another box with a little bit of a mix of salami and ham and different kind of things. Clearly she would have stolen from the kitchen, like spoon, fork and knife. and probably like two small plastic plates. And a little bit of snacks, so a little bit of chocolate.
Celeste begins to unpack. She's got everything. Fresh artichokes, everything. She has boiled eggs. It's a picnic, and she's also got grilled fish, which is cold, with sauce, and God knows what. And she basically lays it all out, and she says, I think that should be enough. And then she looks at the two security detail. You brought your own food, didn't you? And they're like, yeah, we're good. And she's like, good, because I didn't really factor you guys in because I didn't know, maybe you're vegan. And Leo looks at Anne-Laure and they're like shrugging and then basically sit down as well. Every so
Amelie is
often checking the
probably
perimeter.
just taking a bit sip out of her water bottle.
And she starts taking out drinks as well. So she's got Perrier, she's got coffee, she's got milk. Yes, you will not starve.
Amelie was tempted to bring a bottle of wine. She decided against it.
Celeste also didn't bring any alcohol.
We should probably stay keen-minded, although a nice glass of wine would fit very well for this. Why are you working in a shop like that? Why are you not working in a kitchen or a restaurant?
If I wanted to work in a kitchen or restaurant, I would have to actually go and learn and study. Anybody can work in a shop and sell stuff.
But you are smart. You can learn anything you want.
Make a communication check.
I rolled a 1, a 2, and a 3.
Oh, wow.
6!
Yes. Yeah. She basically, it washes over her. What you said, no reaction.
Because you would be amazing in a kitchen. You have so much love for food. And variety of food. Not I only eat cheese and that's it. You should open a restaurant.
I don't do well in school situations. Homeschooled me.
But you would learn how to prepare food.
I'm not good with a school situation.
But you like to cook.
That's different. That's me doing cooking, taking recipes, buying food, and then sitting or standing in the kitchen.
They would show you more recipes.
Yeah, but it's a school situation. I don't deal with that well.
You're not sitting over books learning.
Let's talk about your parents for a change.
They are not cooking. They can't help you with that, darling.
She smiles at you. And you notice that whatever went on in school situations is something that is really difficult for her to talk about.
Yeah, and I think with my communication role, Amelie's like, she doesn't understand. Because it's not like you're sitting behind a bench and have to listen to someone. Or you're standing at the kitchen counter and they are showing you how to cut things. And prepare things and cook things.
Let's put it this way. Every time I tried, something happened. And they sent me away. I'm never ever gonna set any foot in any kind of learning situation ever again. Never.
But then you need to stop life. You know that. You learn things every day.
That's different.
So if someone would offer you, you can stand in the kitchen next to them and they would show you a few things. You would say
Then
no?
I would freeze. I would freeze and not know what to say. I've been there, I've done that. I got the t-shirt.
You said the same that would happen when you visit me. You did not. You are such a warm-hearted, smart person. Why do you think you would... If someone starts to talk about food with you, you would not freeze, sweetheart. You would just dive in. Think about it. It's nothing you have to decide now. Maybe just a cooking course. It doesn't need to be school. We can do it together.
That would be different. I'll think about it. And you notice that there is kind of like this whole idea of doing a course with you by her side seems to be different than having to do this on her own.
I'm not a good cook, but you can still learn things. At least I can cook a little bit.
Cooking is really easy. It's all about expressing yourself.
Maybe I'm not expressing my. If I cook, I'm hungry. I want to have food.
Oh, you see, I cook before I get hungry.
Okay, no, I get hungry and then I stand in the kitchen and then I don't have time, so it needs to be quick but I like
totally
food.
get that. I totally get that.
I get the feeling part because I see it when Isabel is standing in the kitchen. It's I think she can cook the simplest meal and it's still amazing because all the love and passion is in there.
Awesome. I really
Right?
enjoyed every single bite.
That
I
is,
also like eating. Let's see how. Yeah, she cannot contain herself. Anne-Laure is like. She likes eating.
well, enjoying food is a good thing. I enjoy eating, and yes, I am blessed with a fantastic cook at home, and I have to say, Nicolas not far behind. He learned a lot from her. She's still trying to teach me things. She's astonishingly patient. She also says cooking is very easy. She sounded quite like you when I think about it. Just put your heart in it.
Yes, you
And
put your heart in it.
Be careful not to cut your fingers, is then the second sentence I hear.
That's also very good advice. Because it hurts. Yeah.
I know, I almost cut off one finger not too long ago because I was a bit quick. Not quick enough. So one hand was quick, the other, well, they are still there.
That's good. It's good to have 10 fingers. Ash will tell you this. It's very difficult to play the guitar if you're missing a finger.
Well, for drawing, I don't.
By the way, and she takes out a manila envelope.
The CDs.
The sleeves.
Thank you so much. And Amelie will very carefully put them at the bottom of her backpack. He will. I don't know what he will do. Painting.
Oh, I thought you. I hope he'll like them.
Oh, he will be like, I can't, no, that's too much, no. Or he will just faint. Or he will run around in circles. I am curious what he will do. There will be a lot of emotions for sure.
She kind of thinks about it because he is very tall and lanky, and she kind of like now imagines him running around in circles with the sleeves in his hands going.
He's turning into a small boy when he's excited like that.
But I mean, then it's nice.
Yes.
He's going to like it. That's good.
No, he will love it. He will obsess over it. I think he will put them in a glass case or so, that nothing happens to them.
Wait till he sees that she wrote him a little letter. There's a note.
Okay, so I definitely have to visit you again, at least to tell Ash thank you myself.
Well, of course you should visit me again, Ash or no Ash. Of course she would be happy if you said thank you. She appreciates that as well. But I mean, yes, I was hoping that you would come by again.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, for sure. Just thinking. I'm still thinking about how we can get. What big thing would you need, or what would I need? I think it's easier that Ash brings you over. Honestly, I think it would be maybe an idea that, well, you come over for dinner again, because you're always welcome. and she drives you by, because honestly, if Isabel sees someone else is there, the first question will be, come on, darling, come inside, join us. There's enough food for one more.
Ash is a really sociable person, just not like me. She's very, I mean,
Again,
she has
you
to be.
are
She's a performer.
sociable, right? You know that?
She smiles.
It was totally easygoing with you when you visited.
I mean, definitely, we will have to arrange something so that he can meet Ash, because I think he would really...
I think that would be better than him carrying things up to you that you don't really need. And Isabel will love this. Maybe you warn Ash. That might be that she's invited in for dinner as well.
Ash will cope. She's very spontaneous.
Just that she doesn't have plans. That she has to leave. You know, that would be then very sad. Okay, I like that. So when we're through this, she will peek like in direction of the stairs. I will check with Isabel, and then we can talk about the date. I will also have to check his calendar. Well, he leaves it open on the desk, easy enough.
Is no one actually concerned about the security of your data? I haven't had anything written down for years. It's all either in here or on my secure server.
But you need to write things down. On paper.
No.
With a pen.
So that people can read it. And find
it. And I can read it. You also read ebooks, not real books, do you?
Oh, I read real books. But they were written a long time ago, so that's different. It's not something that I wrote.
No, but reading a thing on paper in front of you is much nicer.
Yes, I read books. Yeah, absolutely.
My notes are the same thing. I have to reread my notes, and I don't want to read them on the computer. I want to read them on paper and scribble notes and mark and draw flowers around it, and yeah.
I just don't trust the government.
Well, the government is not in my house.
That's what you think.
Isabel can behave like the government, but I think sometimes she needs to with us two young stupid people in the house. If someone steals my information, it's one of the cats.
Cats are natural spies.
They're sneaky buggers.
Mark my
Adorable,
words.
but sneaky.
Yes. Okay.
I think Amelie not so much with eating. I think she would just drink and just relax. And should we shortly before midnight? I think we should go upstairs and have at least stay around. Until at least shortly after midnight, and then we can maybe take turns who has a look on what happens upstairs.
What you also notice is that you can hear the bells of a church. So it's now just chimed 8. So you have about 3 hours to go until then it's 11, and then basically make.
I think Amelie would also pull out of her backpack a stack of cards. And probably a small backgammon game.
Okay, so the two of you start playing, and we will now take a very short break before it chimes midnight.
Oh God!
When we will see what happens. Midnight in game, we will not be playing until 12.
No, please, thank you, not.
Yeah.
Please.
No. Okay, just a short break. So it's now, it chimes 11. Your security detail is, I don't know, they're not getting antsy because they're full professionals, but you can now see, like they're getting up, they're checking around. They check if the door is secure. So the way they've secured the door is you can open it from the inside, because obviously on the outside it's just got a knob, and they check that it can be opened just in case somebody wants to get out. And they make sure that it's still open, so nobody's locked it from the outside, nobody's blocked it from the outside, so it works. And then they look at you and they say, should we go upstairs? Do you want us to secure the perimeter? Where would you like us to be positioned? Mademoiselle.
I think upstairs would be good, but more at the edge, probably. As we have no idea what will happen. So if a full room appears, it's probably no good if we stand there. You might be crushed by a room.
We could also position ourselves on the stairs.
I think
between
that's
floors.
probably the best, because it will not appear on the stairs, I suspect.
So the two of them stand on the stairs with their backs to the wall.
I think Amelie would just plonk herself on the stairs so she can watch. Probably behind them, so like lower, and she can peek through them.
And then midnight approaches. It chimes 12:45. You see Celeste looking at her watch every so often. Midnight chimes. And you feel the tickling intensifying. It's now really running through your body. And you hear, well, or do you hear it? Or is it more a feeling that you have behind your breastbone? Like there is some bass coming up? It's not something you hear, it's more something you feel.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice that the two soldiers are feeling that too. They never felt the tickling feeling.
But that
because,
they feel.
Yeah. And then you see it. On the first floor, in the wall where there are no windows, a door appears. What do you do?
I think we wait for a few minutes.
The door stays.
And it's not open, no one steps outside. Because that's what Amelie is waiting for.
Not at the moment, no.
Should we have a look inside?
Do let's, Celeste says.
Amelie would look at the two security people. Should we open, or do you want to open?
What do you prefer, mademoiselle?
What is less dangerous?
I cannot tell you.
Then I will open.
You reach out your hand. It's a door with a handle, so a European door. Stick out your hand.
I think she would hesitate.
Mm-hmm.
And she would knock on the door.
Okay.
Just see if
knock.
someone is there.
You knock and you see that the handle is being turned down and the door is pulled open.
With the doorknob or with the handle, Amelie would step back to make space for the security people.
Celeste is standing right next to you and the security people have drawn their weapons. The door opens and in front of you stands the Count d'Artois.
I think Amelie will not stop herself from you.
A good evening to you too. Mademoiselle, and he speaks French, but a little bit antiquated, a lot antiquated. Which year?
2024.
Finally. And the first time that somebody has actually come. So, shall we do it right here? Or Would you prefer to come inside?
Why come? You've been for most of the time there when the things happened. Why didn't you... What?
What?
You were there for most of the dates.
Oh,
Not-
I see what you
Not,
mean.
not the last ones, obviously, but at least a big bunch of the dates who were here yourself.
Yes and no. I've been locked in that library.
He clearly, if he has any common sense, he sees big question marks and what the hell on Emily's face.
Well, never mind. Never mind the details. You're here to pick up the box, are you not? Just wait a minute.
No. We are not here to pick anything up. What box? We're just here to...
Are you not a Dulac?
Obviously not.
What do you mean, obviously not, young lady? How am I supposed to know? I mean, you definitely are beautiful.
Well, thank you, but your family has no idea about this painting. Well, they know the painting, but they don't know the content of the painting. Or what even is close behind that. They know the painting is weird.
The painting is weird. The painting is a calendar.
Well, you were not very good in telling your ancestors that. They don't know.
Is that why nobody ever showed up?
Well, the story that goes is the picture magically appeared. And that you can't get rid of it.
Well, of course you can't get rid of it. You're not supposed to get rid of it, but it didn't just magically appear. I painted it myself.
Which shows you're definitely not out of your time, because it was painted in a style that was not known during that time.
Of course not.
That's why the picture's weird, you know? That's why we came into play.
Anyway, I'm at the end of my line here. So I'm going to give you the box, and then
No.
hopefully...
You first need to explain. What box? And how? You lived in this around this place for over 500 years. You created 2 family lines of rich people.
Well, I don't know about rich, but yes, we do have money. But that's not the point.
And then you just vanished from Earth.
No, that was a mistake. That was, I'm tied to this now. I'm trying to make sure that the portal doesn't get opened anymore. But for this, I cannot go there myself. You know nothing, do you? Has nobody actually briefed you?
Again, nobody knows about you except the few things we found.
Have you not been reading my papers?
There are no papers.
Whatever happened to all of the notes that I left?
Maybe they're somewhere hidden in the extremely big library. I don't know.
I don't have much time. She will be here in a second.
Who is she?
Death.
Why does death want to get to you?
Because I'm waiting for her? It's time?
And again, what is then the box?
Okay, wait here. And he goes back inside and he leaves the door
Amelie's
open.
just looking at Celeste. It's like, when the door's open, I think both of us would be very curiously like leaning in. Amelie would carefully try, at least if Celeste has the idea, to step inside. Amelie would by, no, I don't think that's a good idea.
Let's see if she's... what you see when you look inside is a room that looks a lot like the room in the painting.
Ah, okay. Hopefully not as weird in angles
No,
and
no.
dimensions. Good.
She failed her intelligence check. She rolled a 7. She's kind of like on the verge of walking in. Okay. What?
No, we don't know when. He says he doesn't have time. You don't want to vanish with that. Or meet death. We stay here, you will come back.
All right. He comes back out and he's got a strong box. You know, one of those old metal ones, you know, the ones that the Count of Monte Cristo probably had where he kept his papers. And he says, this is the box.
What is
It contains information about the portal.
Which your family knows nothing about.
Of course not.
Why should I give it to them?
I left notes. And if you're saying that they don't know because you're not my family, then obviously they didn't find them. But you are here, so it means somebody knows about this. So I suppose it is your job to find it.
Where did you leave the notes?
Whenever
Amelie's
this
not taking
blasted
the box.
place appeared.
You left the notes here in this building?
Of course. I can't get
Why?
out.
You didn't leave them at your place.
I can't get out. I cannot leave.
Then the notes are gone, for sure. Because this place is empty and basically no one has been there in ages. Everything that was here was destroyed. You missed a few wars, you know, that a lot of things happened.
How are my children?
Well, there's one.
There's only one left.
Well, children of your children of your children of your children, obviously.
How about my wife?
It's 2024. You have like, I don't know, 10, 15 generations that came after you?
And they don't know anything?
They know the picture weirdly showed up. That's it.
No one has been reading my diaries, have they?
Again, where are they?
But I would hope that they are in my home.
Where did you leave them before you vanished?
In the library? Where else would you put them?
Any idea where in the library? It's kind of big, which is impressive, I have to say. And your ancestors put more in there. It's even bigger than before. They seem to love books. I think that's something you have in common.
Well, I had a little reading nook.
Okay.
There was a little desk, quill, ink.
We can have a look if it's still there.
Mm-hmm. At that moment, you...
Also, he's still having the box because Amelie did not touch it. I'm not sure if Celeste grabbed it, but Amelie for sure would not touch the box.
He says, well, I don't have any time left. And he puts the box down. And he goes back into that room and closes the door.
I think Amelie would open or try to open the door again.
You open
Now
the
she
door,
would grab
he's
the handle
inside.
and open the door. How dare you just step away without finishing?
There is nothing more to say. It's all in there.
There are still a lot of questions.
Like what? Then ask
Where
them.
did you come from? Why are you here?
I'm not the only one.
Oh, I hope so. If not, we would all be part of your ancestry, which we are not.
I can't deny or confirm.
Is there
You
any
could be.
kind of curse, magical spell, or whatever on your family?
I hope not that they are cursed.
Well, there's a saying that they're extremely lucky because they never lost what they have. The building and everything around is still in your family's possession even after all that happened.
Well, maybe they are lucky. I wasn't around for all of this. Look, I'm not some kind of magician. I'm just Jaina. And not very apt.
Then how did you get stuck in that room that appears and vanishes and appears and vanishes and have a magical painting that cannot vanish?
Well, yes, I did put a spell on that painting because I wanted to ensure that people could see it. But if I was so magical as you think I am, do you really think I would have gotten stuck in there?
Oh, we just thought you vanished because you were done with whatever you wanted to do.
No, because as far as I know, the portal still exists. I'm
There
supposed to
shouldn't.
close it.
Where is the portal? Because is it in your house?
No.
Or here?
No, it's in Glozell.
Does Emily know where or what that is?
Roll intelligence. And you can add your occultism.
That is 8, 11 plus 4. That means a 15 and a 4 on a stunt die. So 15 plus 4 stunt.
Okay. You have heard of Glozell. There once was a huge scandal. Back in the 20s about artifacts that were found in Glozell, which some French archaeologists considered the earliest form of human writing ever found anywhere, including Egypt, including anywhere. And then there was a school of archaeologists who said that they were fake. And indeed, someone did find stuff that was definitely fake. And there was a huge debate, and like they were writing pamphlets and publishing and counter-publishing, and then it all died down.
So it's definitely... do I know how far away, at least roughly, it's from Paris?
Hang on.
Or at least on which part of the country it is.
Okay, now the question is, where's Paris? Okay, here is Paris. It is south, almost it's southeast of Paris. And it is, let me just check, 4 hours and 37 minutes by car. And you could, in theory, take a train no, you can't. You could drive 4.5 hours.
Okay.
So it's Paris, Lyon, and it's close to Lyon. I could also share my screen. It's here.
Okay, and share.
This is Paris up here.
Mm.
And Glozette is down here.
Okay, so
It's north of this national park.
And I completely wrote that so differently. Did you leave papers at that place, sir?
No. Well, I mean, I doubt that they are still there. The last time I was there was 11:30.
Well, there was a finding of paper with a heating
No, actually,
discussion.
sorry. It wasn't paper. It was actually stone carvings.
Okay.
So we're talking about tablets.
You say there's a portal.
At least I think so.
Well, that could explain why there was writing found that should not have been there.
There was writing found?
Well, they I'm quite sure I read it that they found writing in stone that was older than anything else they found before, and there was a lot of discussions from professional if it's real or not.
When was that? You know, it was the 1920s, so after the World War.
like 100 years ago, roundabout, I think.
100 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
I'm 100 years too late, am I?
Well, based on the calendar, you're just in time.
Well, then someone will have to go back. I can't.
Why not? You can just step outside and leave.
I can't. He walks past you towards the staircase.
The moment I would close the door behind him.
Mm-hmm. So basically, he's now standing in the room. The two guards are looking at him. They're eyeing him, and then he walks towards the staircase. And then it's like he walks into a force field, like, you know, from when people touch the edge of the holodeck. It's kind of this. See? And he basically puts his hands out. I can't get out. I'm stuck.
What did you try to jinx into this room? I'll open the door for him again.
I didn't. I don't know what happened.
Then who
I have no
cursed you?
idea. Well, that's what I've been trying to find out.
Who else knew you were here? Did you flee from somebody?
They wouldn't. Yes, of course I was running from the Pope.
Not our Pope.
I'm a Knight Templar. All my brothers were burnt.
But you came
So I
from
switched.
somewhere to this place.
Yeah,
The
but
Pope
that was
did not
centuries
curse you.
ago. You really believe that?
Well, the Pope is not there anymore. We have had multiple ones by now, so...
Well, he could.
Also,
don't
they
think-
don't.
I never thought he would go to those lengths, though. I thought killing
Might
us
it-
was enough.
Other option is the place where you came from initially, before you came to this earth.
No, why would they?
I don't know why you left.
I didn't leave. I just came here. Don't you ever travel?
But then I had to return home. You never returned home. So you did not travel. You left.
I decided to go to a different place. Lots of people do it. It's called emigration.
Yeah, but you don't leave your home if there's no reason for it. People leave because they're hunted,
What
or
is this?
scared of their life. I'm just curious to find out who you are and why you are here.
I am Jaina.
That
It's what we do.
doesn't
We
mean-
travel. We're travelers.
Amelie is still a traveler returns home. A traveler does not just go away. That's not traveling. That's fleeing your country or finding safety in a new country.
Well, I did find safety. Until such time as somebody cursed me, and apparently, or confined me to this place.
But it must be someone from your old world or someone with special. Not a normal human can do that.
Well, to be quite honest, you would be surprised how many non-normal humans, as you call them, walk this earth. I mean, you're not normal by your standards. You are Jaina.
Not really.
Trust me, I know.
Not like you.
No, not like me. But you are Jaina.
Well, like, I don't know which generation. There's a lot of mingling between that.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any difference, and it also doesn't count. It is what you are.
I'm still trying to find out why you came here, why you stayed here. Why did you go into war for something that is far away from what you believe in? I think, maybe? In your old world, were there
You can make
also-
a communication check now.
Oh? No stunt die, but that is a 15. Lie, 17.
He when you say why did you go to war, he looks away.
If you don't talk to us, we can't help.
I went
And
to war.
I think Amelie with her foot will shove the box slowly towards the door. Not sure what Celeste is doing. That's something you need to
Celeste
decide.
is watching. I went to war to get married.
What?
My wife was the daughter of the king. One of his daughters.
Difficult choice.
And she wouldn't be able to marry anyone who wasn't a knight. One way of getting knighted was to fight in the Holy Land in the Crusades. It's what I did.
Even though you knew your wife will die long before you are gone.
Does that mean that I can't love?
No,
Or I
no,
shouldn't.
no. It's just an enormous step.
She didn't
Okay.
know.
I hope not.
Having said this, she did not really live very long. There was a plague.
I'm afraid during that time a lot of people did not grow old. Well, health was not a big thing during that time.
Anyway, does that answer your question?
Why are you the one who should have closed the portal? They could have sent others. And who said you have to close it? Who gave you the job?
This
the
is
task?
This is prime. There shouldn't be any portals here.
I heard that before and it's not working very well.
That doesn't mean we shouldn't try.
Again, who gave you the task to close the portal? Easy question.
It is a task for everybody who is in the know. Prime must not be messed with, as you would put it.
There are definitely people out there who think otherwise.
Yes. And I didn't want Prime to fall prey to them. Because you do not want the night guards to enter.
We are out of game. We already met them, didn't we? Didn't we talk about one of them being...
You did see something that was definitely not human by any standards. And that was more monstrous.
You mean that big, ugly, monstrous things?
Some of them are, some look very different. Imagine demons.
I don't have to imagine. We've seen them.
How many? There was just
one
the one.
Quite big one. Not sure if he brought others.
What happened?
We didn't stay till the end. I think it's contained.
See? You don't want them to enter in their droves.
They
just
entered
imagine a
because
whole
they
army.
wanted your painting. They know.
Of course.
So that's the question.
They wanted to prevent me from handing over the box and making sure that the portal is closed. So we're on a timer here. At that moment, you hear the rustling of very heavy fabric.
From where?
From behind you. And you hear the soldiers say, "Hold it right there, madame."
I think we would all turn around and look because I think that's human nature. But at the same time, Amelie would probably lean in next to Celeste. Should we take the box?
Yeah, I think it makes sense to take the box.
What do we see?
You see a woman of about 40, very long curly hair, wearing a long frock, very stiff fabric, possibly damask or brocade, and she's holding a candle in a very simple candle holder made of wood.
That's not what I expected.
And she basically looks, and the two soldiers have basically stepped right in front of her. Now the man, the Count, says, "Whatever you do, don't touch her."
You should listen to him, guys. I think Amelie will use her foot to shove the box on our side past the door. So if someone walks through, it's not pushed around, so it stays on our side. That should stay there, whatever happens. Could we have a few more minutes with him, ma'am? please? Urgent matter? World-saving matter?
Of course.
Thank you. You are okay that she's here looking again to
Of course.
the Count.
I've been waiting.
So this is the last date, nothing else after this.
No,
Does the room then just vanish?
I don't know. Maybe.
What will happen with the painting?
Actually, I don't know either. But I suppose it'll just stay as it is. It's not a very good painting.
You have to work on your perspective, paint. It's a bit off. So your ancestors tried to sell it. They had quite problems to get rid of it.
I can imagine it was never meant to be sold.
Well, one tried to burn it. Did not work out.
It's not that bad. He looks
he-
a little bit hurt.
Not sure it was long before our time, but hey, the painting appeared. I can tell you your current ancestor is quite a good man.
He probably got it from my wife.
Oh, he loves books and plants.
I like plants. Trees especially. Was a bit sad in the Holy Land, not very many trees. Very arid. Dry.
Well, it still is around there. So, can you give us any more hints and tips on who would want this portal or who would have wanted to try to get to the painting?
Well, a portal to Prime is always something very special.
They were
People
able
are
to
trying to
open
close
one
them.
here in Paris. Why would they need the other one?
The other one, as you call it, is very old. It's stable. If you were to bring in an army, it would be really good. The question is just, where is it?
As it seems not really used in the past.
Because we've been trying to hide it.
But someone needs to know that you are still around and that you know something.
I was hoping that someone would come, but I didn't expect them to be it.
Well, luckily it's not them, it's us.
Because you found the painting.
Well, it was the only weird thing sticking out of all the things at the auction. Where the portal appeared and we saw the lovely monster thingy. How did you call it? Night
Night guard.
guard. There must be people that know you around there, that had the idea that you're still around, and that you must have left a clue. But they knew it was the painting. The painting doesn't give any vibes of supernatural.
We don't know what they feel. We don't know what they know. Maybe they found my notes. Who knows? I mean, because you didn't find them. At least you don't know if they were found. Maybe somebody did find them.
Or
Just
the
the
ones
wrong
who left
people.
here? I have no idea where they went.
There you are. Maybe somebody found them. Maybe they found them. It's not like... They also have agents. Not all of them look like they did. That thing did.
Well,
Some of
there are
them
a lot
look
of
like you. Well, maybe not as beautiful, but...
agents out there. for all different kind of parties and beliefs. So in that box is a description where we can find it and how to close it.
In that box is information about Glosel.
Yeah.
What you will find when you get there, I do not know.
And we would find more information if we find your diaries.
Yes, and
I
what you might
suspect
want to
they're still
consider
there.
is going back in time. If you say that there was this thing happening in the 1920s, maybe that's where you need to go.
Well, they found something. Might have been there for a long time. No one stumbled over it. Anything you want us to give to your ancestors? Or tell them?
Do you not think it would be very strange if you said to them, "Oh, your ancestor has this message for you. He's been dead since before forever, but we met him."
I can pack it a different way. He knows we are studying quite a lot about the painting.
Tell them it's never about them. It's always about the others.
Amelie is like, I think he understands. I don't think his kids do. Okay. Any other tips, tricks, notes? Looking at Celeste's questions?
No, but it's good to see that the blood is strong.
Amelie's just shaking her head. I think then it's time for you, madame. Thank you for waiting.
The soldiers look at you a little bit like they ask you for what are they supposed to do. They're still blocking her way.
Oh, let her through, please. Thank you.
They take a very kind of like almost choreographed step back. So at the same time, in complete synchronicity. And this lady glides forward. It doesn't look like somebody's walking. It looks like somebody's gliding. And she basically just holds out her hand, and he takes her hand, and the two of them vanish before your eyes.
Amelie stares at the door and the room behind it because the door is still open.
And the room is still there.
I'm tempted to go in there and I'm scared to go in there at the same time.
You hear it chime 1 o'clock in the morning. Celeste looks at you and she says, "You're not going in there alone. Either it's the two of us or no one."
I think we should give it time and see if it stays here. He says,
See if it's stable. Yes, indeed.
the interesting thing is not in there as far as understood. I'm also very rude. I never asked him his name, his proper name.
We will never know now.
I think this box will be something that headquarters wants to know of.
I hope your middle French is good.
Not
We will need to read it. We will need to get somebody to translate it for us.
I'm more into old paintings than in old writing. I studied art, not literature.
She kneels down and she tries to lift it and she says, "Oh wow, this is heavy. I wonder how he carried it so easily."
Well, it definitely means we can pack up things here. Maybe go to the library, bring the box there. We should make sure it's safe.
Mademoiselle, is that an order?
How would you feel about splitting up? one of you go with us or drive with us to the library. One stays here, standing guard, having a look at this, pointing at the room.
That will not be a problem. The two of them face each other and they play rock, paper, scissors. The loser gets to drive you, apparently.
I think Amelie and Celeste will try to carry the box down then together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is quite heavy, but you can manage to do it together.
We pack up our things.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. It's him. 4, 5, 6. It's her who drives. It's a 3, so he drives you. Leo drives you.
Mm-hmm.
And you arrive at the bibliothèque. There's a night guard. Well, the night person, the night shift person, not a night guard.
Plot twist.
A plot twist.
Let's leave now, quickly.
You just think that you're on Prime. You're not. And basically they let you in. And who do you want to talk to, Eric or Micheline?
Both? Question mark?
Okay, you ring both. Interestingly enough, they are both quite reachable. And Eric says, give me half an hour. And Micheline is like, Micheline answers her phone. You can hear music playing in the background, some 80s tunes. And she's like, yes?
We got information or paperwork on a portal that needs to be closed.
Sure, where are you?
Your ancient French.
Well, I've been around for 600 years. I speak various versions of French.
Then you might be helpful for reading the documents. We're at the library.
Oh, so am I. Why don't you come downstairs? Second floor.
Awesome. And Eric would get like a short version and swing by whenever you like. It will take time to read it, so no hurry.
All right. He sounds very tired, whereas Micheline seems to like pulling all-nighters. You take the... Leo says, can I now return?
Yes, please. Don't enter the room. Just have a look at what happens and stop anyone else to enter. At least for, I don't know, a few hours.
He salutes and leaves.
Thank you.
He ignores you. You take the -2 basement elevator.
Mm-hmm.
You emerge from the lift into the corridor. You can hear the music, so obviously when nobody's around, she really likes to play the music quite loudly. You arrive, you knock. No reaction. Celeste's like, she can't hear anything over that din. She just opens the door.
Yeah, open the door.
And
we are struggling to keep a box.
you bring it in, you put it down, and she says,
plonk on the table.
well then, and she hands each of you a glass of wine. Let's get cozy and let's read your documents. And she smiles at you. Where are they?
Box.
She puts down her glass, kneels in front of the box. It's locked.
We should have murdered him, not let death do that.
You didn't bring a key.
He didn't give us a key.
Well then, she gets up, goes behind her desk, takes out a revolver, points at says, stand back. You hear a loud bam, because this is really loud. And she just blew out the lock.
Why didn't he give us the key, Celeste?
Maybe he forgot.
He's forgetting a lot of things, I think.
Well, he's been in that place for God knows how many centuries. She opens the box and it's full of documents. Papers, scrolls. You can see seals on them.
We have no idea if there's really anything helpful in there, or he's just a madman that put wild things in a box. And he's not
then
there
we shall
anymore.
find out. We should totally order pizza. She pulls
Coffee
out her
would be
phone.
very lovely.
Just over there. And you can see that she's kind of like a little bit of a kitchenette there.
I will
And-
walk over and make a coffee.
What would you like on your pizza?
I don't need pizza, thank you.
Celeste rattles off a certain number of ingredients that she wants on her pizza toppings, and then she again goes for the pizza Hawaii, and she says, well, it's going to take them 20 minutes.
Amelie will eat the rest of the baguette, because I'm quite sure, at least from her food, there's still something left.
Yes, there is. And she sits down, really children when they sit in front of the toy chest and basically starts taking out stuff and just looking at it. And
I think
and
we will both as well, at least sneak and see if very slowly we can at least roughly understand what it is. And I think Amelie would sit, I know Celeste will hate it, she will pull out a notebook, physical, out of her backpack, and will start to write down everything she remembers from the dialogue she had with
the old
Micheline man.
may look like an airhead, but she's actually not. She's very structured because she starts classifying the documents that she sees. So she says, so these are actual... so this looks like a letter. This looks like an official document that has been sealed by the Pope. This was sealed by the King. And she starts grouping them in more personal papers, official papers. And if she can tell who the paper is from, let's say it's a papal bull, she puts it in the papal pile, and if it's something else. So, and she basically talks you through what kind of papers these are. Also maybe talking to herself a little bit and kind of like going, okay, so this is this, this is this, this is what this looks like. And so she's beginning to bring structure into this mess, because it's all topsy-turvy. And she also tells you, and you can also see that basically the writing is sometimes difficult to read, but you can definitely see numbers, so years. And it crosses multiple centuries, starting in 1120.
Then it will be a long night watching her do this and slowly writing down what we heard.
And we shall leave it here and see in 2 weeks what kind of treasure trove this box is.
And if there's anything useful in regards to Portal.
Useful. So thank you very much for telling the story with me. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank
Today
you.
was a little bit
I
more
love it.
action.
I love it. Thank you very, very much.
And we will speak to all of you in 2 weeks, and we'll see how the story unfolds.
Exactly. Take
Bye.
care, everyone. Bye.